What's up, guys? So, I'm here to shed some light on crypto and some things you should look to avoid in this space. And one thing I really want to talk about is the people that post about crypto all the time. That you'll see on social media people talking about crypto and people making a big deal over moves that are not a big deal because a lot of these people that post about crypto on the internet don't actually know how to trade. They're not skilled investors. They make their money by getting clicks and getting you to sign up to their newsletter or whatever it might be. They don't actually know how to trade or how to actually look at these markets. So a lot of times they're just talking about events that are happening and making a huge deal about it like it's something specific. And then you get people in the comments that just sort of further propagate these narratives as to what's happening, and it just causes confusion. Look, like I said, these people don't know how to trade, which is why they're trying to make money doing something where they're just trying to get a bunch of clicks based on like fear porn. It gets ridiculous. And the comment fills up with people that are saying it's a scam, and then you get people saying, I don't know what's going on. Should I buy here? Blah, 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 blah. So I want to give some perspective on what's actually been happening here. So first off, I saw this post the other day of some financial account somewhere that was commenting on this downward move right here. And if you look at this, in terms of like overall volume, it's tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that moves a market in a way like this. But when the average person sees that and they're like, oh, it's this huge move, it sort of creates this panic. It creates a narrative around it. And let me tell you, if you want to be a profitable trader in the long term, you need to avoid narratives, especially when they're based on emotions. Because this person was saying because a certain event was happening, like maybe tensions in another country or something like that, that's why this happened. Whether or not that's actually true, because you don't know why the market's actually moving. It could be someone just decided they wanted to sell there and this is what event happened in the world. So somebody decided to correlate that, but they might not be correlated. It's like if you're getting so involved in the narratives, the emotional narratives like that, you're constantly going to be in the 90% of people that are getting wrecked by the people that are looking at the market in the way that I'm about to tell you to look at the market. Let me say, this is not complicated. It's just most of the people in the world are being driven by their emotions. They're being driven either by the greed of wanting to make huge profits, which crypto tends to offer from time to time, or they're afraid that they're going to lose their investment or they're going to miss out on it. It's fear or greed. And based on this balance that happens between fear and greed, you get people that will literally scour the internet finding oh, well, this person's saying this about this, and they said because this happened in the Middle East, the price is going down, and now crypto is going to crash because this person said this. It's like, my God. Well, people aren't zooming out and looking at their charts because most people don't know how to read the charts. They don't know how to read the price and understand the cycles of the market. So this area right here, which I've been casually going over with the crosshair here since I've been talking to you, is essentially a zone of consolidation we've been in since February. Okay? So for most of this year, the price has been consolidating. For every one of these pushes down and up, there's somebody making up some narrative about something huge happening. And I promise you, every time it gets to a high, there's people that are like, buy, why aren't you in yet? Every time it gets to a low, there's people calling it a scam and saying, oh, this isn't going to work. You all are so dumb buying into crypto. Now we're all buying again. Now it's a scam again. It's this emotional roller coaster that goes up and down. And I think it's hilarious in a way, but it's also kind of sad because there's people that just have no clue what they're doing. And they don't understand that none of these moves are actually significant because we haven't broken out of this zone in so long. Not significantly enough anyways. But it's when we attach these narratives and we don't actually have a firm view on what's happening, we fail to see that a significant move hasn't actually happened. Or should I say a decisive move, both significant and decisive, hasn't happened in quite a long time. And when it comes to a market like crypto, and this is me inserting my personal opinion here, but there's one of two things that's going to happen once we break this field of consolidation, right? We're either going to go back down into this area, and in which case, in my opinion, I believe we're going to then break into higher highs, or from where we are now, we're going to break into higher highs. I personally don't think crypto is going to go to zero based on the price action and how this market has been cycling. We have these levels here that are holding out. We see the price gradually rising, the same way we see these prices gradually rising, hitting higher highs. The only thing is there could potentially be liquidity down in this area, but the same thing down with here. We see these prices gradually rising. We're holding out the lower levels, meaning there are people that are unwilling to sell their shares, which causes this asset to actually go up in value. I do see this looking like the price is going to go bullish. I don't know when though. Nobody knows when, and that's the thing. A lot of people are looking to these social media accounts for like some event that's going to cause this to actually, it's going to be the catalyst for this to go higher, to go lower. Look, like, you're not going to, unless you're really intelligent, and even then, like, you're probably not going to know what is going to happen and what is going to actually make this move or why it's going to move. Because like I said, a lot of the stories these guys give about why price is moving are just made up. They're correlation, but not necessarily causation. And a lot of it can just be like coincidental timing elements. Okay? The validity to it, like the price is honestly like the indicator you should be paying attention to. While everybody's saying like, oh, now it's down, now it's up, now it's down, now it's up. You could be smart and say it's been inside of this whole zone since February. Most of the year, like over 6 months. So when you look at it like that, you can really cut out the noise and just say it's either going to go down to this like roughly 45K area, or we're going to see new higher highs. So when it comes to actually investing in it, you could say dollar cost average in if you wanted to. If you're already holding positions, then first off, if you're an intelligent investor, you know that if you're going to hold positions in anything, you have to accept the risk associated. You should not buy anything if you're afraid of losing it. Now, I'm also talking to the people that are one-to-one traders in this market, meaning you're not using leverage, you're just holding the coin. If you're holding the coin, you don't need to be sitting watching these accounts that are just giving you this back and forth narrative. You can just wait, and when it goes down into an area like this, that's an even better opportunity to buy, so long as you're still willing to take the risk at this point. Because if the market does get down to this, if it gets back down to this, it's going to be a great opportunity to buy the coin at cheaper prices, right? But there's going to be a lot of fear at that point in time too. A lot of narratives saying, look, it's crashing. Look, it's a scam. Look, we told you so. Ha, 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 ha. Best time to buy. Just like back here in this 2021, 2022 era, when the world was in euphoria and everyone's like, yeah, if you're not buying crypto, you don't know what's up, man. And they're all just like throwing their money at this coin at these highs because it's greed. When the whole world is saying, yeah, buy it, why aren't you buying it? That's when the institutions start selling. They start selling you their shares and taking this price down. It's the best price to start selling their assets when everybody's trying to push the price up, right? Okay, this is going to be the same thing if this dips lower than this. I have a hard time feeling like it's going to go back down to here. You know, anything is possible in the world of financial markets. But like I said, based on the cycle of how this price has been moving, we are seeing some levels hold out. It means there's volume being held at these levels. And these are going to look like really low prices in the near future, maybe semi-distant future, when we see this coin double, triple, quadruple in price, however far it's going to go. I'm not going to give a specific number as to how high I think it's going to go. But if you look at this, and this is why I had this like a teal box drawn on here, the market tends to duplicate its cycles. So we went here from 15K to 70K. Now, if you were to take that same box and literally just put it above, if I were to take, let's see if I can do this on this. Yeah, if I were to take this box, literally just put it on top there. So it's like if it duplicated the cycle, that is getting us like above 125K at least. And I'm being modest with that price example. But with enough liquidity built up, especially if we see some price action going on down here, that is gonna, Bitcoin can propel itself like quite far. We might see something really amazing with that happen within the next year, 2, 3, however long it takes. But like I said, where there's people that are losing a bunch of money right now because they're going back and forth on these narratives and prices just chopping around. The intelligent ones who are actually going to make money out of this are the ones that are being patient. Let me say that again. They're the ones that are being patient. That they don't need this money right away. They're not afraid of losing it. And because they're neither greedy nor fearful, they can wait for price to play out. They can make mature decisions, and they have a trading plan, my friends. Look, it's the people that are just riding this like it's a roller coaster that are going to get wrecked. But when you have a plan, when you say, okay, if price does double more or less, then I'm going to take off this much, or I'm going to keep holding it. That really all depends on you. It doesn't matter what your plan is, so long as you have that plan and you stick to it. If you bought a bunch of Bitcoin up here and you're buying and you're just like, oh man, like I'm scared of it going down, then it's like you weren't willing to take the risk of actually buying it when you bought it. So it's going to affect your emotions. If you accept the risk that you took, then you're not going to care what it does. Because if it goes down to this point and it consolidates in here and then it pops higher, then you could just recognize that this is just going to be another opportunity to buy. But instead of panicking because of the money you had in here, you considered all of the possibilities and all of the options, looking at this from a larger time frame, a larger point of view. Again, this is a weekly chart, okay? So we're looking at the long term of this coin. And I'm talking to people who are holding this. I'm not talking to people who are day trading this necessarily, unless you're like a really long-term swing trader. But this is all about patience. It's all about having a plan, and it's all about having clarity. And in order to have clarity, you need to cut out the noise. You need to stop listening to people who are just trying to get likes, and they're trying to get people afraid because it creates more views. It creates more attention on what they're talking about. Okay? Those people lose in the market, like quite frankly speaking. So with that, my friends, I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments, and hey, best of luck to you. I'm trying to be checking in a little bit more by the end of the year. I know I've been gone for a little while, but such is life. I hope you all have been doing very well, and until next time, peace out.